give you guys a few tips on buying a used car. I'll give you all the tips to make sure you never buy a bad lemon again. I personally bought a car that was rigged for the sale. Rigged meaning that the car, he put seafoam in the engine and had the brakes bleeded whenever I went to buy it. So whenever I got it home, guess what it did? The car blew up. That's why I'm going to give you guys a few tips on what to look for when you're buying your next used car. The first tip I can give you on checking your new car is to do the field test. What you're going to want to do is just feel the exterior of the car. You're going to want to look for creases and cracks in the car, like in the paint of it. Whenever you do that, you're looking for, what you're going to be looking for is like if the vehicle's been wrecked before, if it's been repaired with Bondo. If you do feel creases or anything in the car, in the paint, you're going to want to give it the knock test. You knock it twice. If it has a thud, it's more than likely that the car has Bondo. Okay? After you do this, further inspection is going to be needed. Okay. After that, what you're going to want to do is take a step back from the car and look at it. If you see anything out of the ordinary, like say your bumper is a different color, that means that the front may have been wrecked, rear or front bumper. So you might want to look for that. Another thing you're going to want to do is do the drive test. Whenever you're driving a vehicle, you're going to be holding onto the steering wheel. You're going to be able to feel the steering, and if the front end is in line, or if your tires are good, you'll be able to feel it while you're driving. The second thing during the drive test is you're going to feel the gas pedal. You'll be able to feel the transmission if it's slipping or if it's not slipping. A slip would be you're driving, you're looking at your RPM gauge, and if all of a sudden your RPM's at 2,000, and then it jumps up to 4,000, then jumps back to 2,000, that means that you have a transmission problem, and that it's slipping. And that's not good, obviously. Never just ride in the vehicle. Always be the driver. That's the best way to tell if the vehicle is, if there's something wrong with it. I personally went to buy a car before and had somebody tell me, yeah, well, you just ride in it. Well, I rode in it, and then after I said, okay, well, I'd like to drive it. Whenever I drove it, I could feel that there was something wrong up under the front end. Once I got under the front end, the tie rod was broken, and it was, they used some kind of silicone and had it siliconed back on with some tape. So you could feel the vibration, but you can't feel that if you're in the passenger seat. Key thing to look for whenever you're looking inside the motor of the car is what you want to do is pull the dipstick, make sure that it has the right amount of oil, and once you do that, you're going to want to check your oil. You're going to want to make sure that it's not too watery and it's not too thick. If it's too thick, something has been added, like seafoam. If it's too watery, that can mean that gas has got into your oil, and that could be a problem with the gasket. More than likely, it's a problem with your transfer case or something like that. The gas gets down into it. Okay, lastly, what you're going to want to look for on your car is once you get the title, you're going to want to get the title and make sure the VIN matches. There's a lot of stolen vehicles going around these days, and just because you have a vehicle that you're looking at and the title says Toyota Solara and it's Toyota Solara, doesn't mean that it's the same vehicle. Always match the VIN and make sure that the buyer does not sign in the seller's name, because that can be a big problem. You got to send the title off to Jackson. It might be a year before you get your title back and you can register your car. Maybe with these tips, you can save yourself a lot of money and headache when purchasing your next vehicle. Thank you.